Rain streaked the glass of her apartment window, blurring the city lights into scattered diamonds across the floor. Emma sat on the edge of her couch, a lukewarm cup of tea trembling in her hands, and stared at the divorce papers spread across the table. She should have felt relief, freedom, but all she felt was emptiness. Hollow. Her phone buzzed, but she ignored it. Every message from friends or family seemed like a reminder of how alone she had become. Her marriage, once a whirlwind of laughter and whispered promises, had ended quietly, painfully. And now, she felt something shifting inside her. Something she hadn't expected. A wave of nausea hit, sharp and sudden. She stumbled toward the bathroom, gripping the counter, and stared at herself in the mirror. Something was wrong, or maybe right. Her heart pounded as she dug through the medicine cabinet for the test. 5 minutes later, the small digital screen blinked at her. Pregnant. The word hung in the air like a thunderclap. She stared, unable to breathe, unable to think. Pregnant. Alone. Divorced. And yet, a tiny, undeniable spark of wonder tugged at her chest. Her mind raced. What now? How would she tell her parents? Would she tell anyone at all? And most terrifying of all, how would he react? For a moment, she let herself curl up on the bathroom floor, clutching the little test as if it were a lifeline. Everything had changed. Her life, her future, and her heart. If you've ever faced a life-changing surprise, hit like and stay with me. This story is about love, loss, and new beginnings. Welcome to MG's Love Stories, where passion burns, hearts break, and you can't stop watching. Don't just listen. Feel it. Like this story? Share, subscribe, and let's dive in. Emma's memories of her marriage came rushing back, uninvited but vivid. How they had met. He, tall, charismatic, a city boy with a charm that could disarm anyone. She, ambitious and stubborn, had resisted for weeks before giving in. Their wedding had been the kind of fairy tale Instagram posts couldn't capture, filled with laughter, music, and the naive belief that love could conquer everything. But somewhere along the way, the laughter had dimmed. Arguments over money, misunderstandings that festered instead of fading, and secrets whispered behind closed doors had chipped away at their love. She tried to forgive, she tried to understand, but when trust broke, nothing could piece it back together. The divorce had been quiet, painfully polite. No shouting, no dramatic scenes. Just papers, signatures, and the hollow echo of goodbye. Emma told herself it was for the best. But now, with a life growing inside her, the past clawed back into the present. Her phone buzzed again, this time a message from her mother. Dinner tomorrow? We need to talk. Emma swallowed hard, unsure if she was ready for judgment, advice, or disappointment. She wasn't ready. Not yet. The next morning, Emma woke to the dull gray light of the city. Rain had turned into a persistent drizzle, soft against the glass. She stared at the ceiling, heart pounding as she remembered the little test from the night before. Pregnant. The word still hovered in her mind like a storm cloud she couldn't shake. Her phone buzzed insistently. Another message from her ex-husband, Liam. Hope you're doing okay. Coffee? She hadn't replied. Couldn't. Even the idea of seeing him sent a shiver down her spine. She remembered the way he looked at her on their last night together. Not with anger, not with love, but with a strange, unreadable distance. The same man who had whispered promises of forever, now reduced to polite messages and legal paperwork. Emma's thoughts were interrupted by the sharp ring of her doorbell. She wasn't expecting anyone. With a sigh, she opened the door to find her mother, umbrella dripping onto the pristine floor. Emma, her mother said softly, eyes scanning her face. You look different. Are you okay? Emma forced a smile, a thin, brittle thing that didn't reach her eyes. I'm fine, Mom. Really. Just tired. Her mother didn't buy it. Emma, I know you're hurting, but you can't hide from your life. You can't hide from what's coming. A lump formed in Emma's throat. She wanted to scream, to run, to curl up and forget that the world existed outside her apartment. But she couldn't. Not anymore. Something new, fragile, and terrifying had taken root inside her. By noon, she found herself wandering the small streets of her old neighborhood, the drizzle turning into light rain. She passed the coffee shop she and Liam had loved, the place where everything had begun. The memories clawed at her chest, laughter over spilled cappuccinos, hands brushing accidentally, the way he had smiled at her like she was the only person in the world. And suddenly, she felt it. An ache, a pang of longing she couldn't ignore. She hated him for leaving, hated the marriage that had crumbled, hated herself for still wanting what was gone. And yet, something deeper than longing stirred in her. Her phone buzzed again. This time, a message from her sister. "I think Mom knows. Are you hiding something?" Emma's chest tightened. The secret she had been trying to bury, the secret she wasn't ready to share with anyone, was threatening to surface. She typed a quick reply, "I'm fine, just busy." But even as she hit send, she knew she couldn't keep this hidden forever. That evening, she returned home to find her apartment in disarray. A letter had been slipped under the door. Her hands trembled as she picked it up, recognizing the familiar handwriting almost immediately. "Emma, we need to talk. I know everything. I'm not angry. I just need to understand. Please." Liam. Her heart raced. He knew, or he suspected. The words blurred in her vision as she sank onto the couch. Everything she had built around herself, the careful walls, the silent resolve, was crumbling. She wanted to run. She wanted to hide. She wanted to scream and cry and do everything she hadn't allowed herself to do in months. But there was no escaping this. Not now. The next day, Emma's mother arrived again, this time with her father in tow. Their expressions were a mixture of concern and quiet judgment, the kind that made Emma feel like a child again. "Emma," her father said carefully, "we've been talking, and we know something's going on. Something big." Emma closed her eyes, the tears threatening to fall. I can't," she whispered. Her mother placed a hand over hers. "You can, and you will, but we're here for you. You don't have to face this alone." It was both comforting and terrifying. She felt trapped between worlds, the city she had tried to make her own, and the small-town reality of family expectations, gossip, and scrutiny. And all the while, her secret, the tiny life growing inside her, loomed like a storm she couldn't control. A week later, she finally received a direct call from Liam. Her stomach twisted as she answered, the familiar warmth and tension in his voice cutting through her defenses. "Emma, I heard," he said cautiously. "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Lies. She wasn't fine. She wasn't even close. "I want to see you. Just talk. No anger, no accusations. His voice faltered. "I need to know we can figure this together." Emma wanted to slam the phone down. She wanted to run away. She wanted to tell him to leave her alone, to forget she existed. And yet, something in her, a fragile hope, a whisper of the love they had shared, made her heart ache. That night, she sat alone, journal open, trying to sort her thoughts. Her mind wandered to the possibilities. A life raising this child alone, a reconciliation, a bitter co-parenting battle, or maybe even forgiveness she wasn't ready to grant. The weight of her choices pressed down, suffocating her, and yet she couldn't look away from the path her life was about to take. Comment below if you think she should tell him, or keep it a secret. What would you do? The following days were a whirlwind. Emma tried to maintain normalcy at work, answering emails with a forced smile, pretending nothing had changed. But every knock at her door, every phone buzz, every message from Liam sent a jolt through her chest. One evening, she accidentally ran into him at the local grocery store. The rain had stopped, leaving the streets glossy and reflective. He looked just as she remembered, tall, composed, the kind of man who commanded attention without trying. Their eyes met, and the world seemed to shrink until it was just the two of them, standing in an aisle of canned beans and cereal boxes. "Hi," he said softly. Emma's lips trembled. "Hi." They talked carefully around the edges of the truth. She noticed the flicker of emotion in his eyes. Regret, longing, worry, and somewhere deep inside, she realized she had never stopped feeling it too. The love, complicated and messy, was still there, tangled with fear and hope. That night, as she lay in bed, the reality of her pregnancy sank in. She was on the precipice of a life she hadn't chosen but couldn't escape. And for the first time in weeks, she felt something stronger than fear: determination. Determination to face the consequences, to face her family, to face Liam, and most importantly, to face herself. Her life had shifted forever, and she had a choice: run, hide, or step into the storm. The weekend arrived, and Emma found herself back in the small-town cafe where she and Liam had spent countless mornings laughing over coffee. She hadn't intended to go there, but something, perhaps fate, perhaps stubborn curiosity, had drawn her in. As she pushed open the door, the familiar scent of roasted coffee beans and cinnamon hit her, and there he was, seated at their old corner table, nursing a black coffee like he'd been waiting for her. Her heart lurched. Every instinct screamed to turn and leave, to escape the tidal wave of memories and emotions. But instead, she froze, as though some invisible force rooted her to the floor. "Emma," he said, his voice soft but steady, carrying a hint of hope. "Liam," she replied cautiously, keeping her distance. He gestured to the empty chair across from him. "Sit, please. I promise I won't judge. I just need to talk." Emma hesitated. Every part of her wanted to storm out, to protect the fragile walls she'd built around herself. And yet she needed to hear him. She slid into the chair, her fingers fidgeting with the strap of her bag. "I got your letters and your messages," she began, her voice trembling. "Why now? Why reach out after everything?" He sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Because I realized I made a mistake. A huge mistake. I walked away instead of fighting. And now," his eyes softened, searching hers, "now, I can't ignore what's happening. I can't ignore you." Emma's throat tightened. She wanted to shout, to tell him to leave, to scream that it was too late. And yet, when he reached across the table, brushing his fingers against hers, a spark ignited, one she hadn't felt in months. Over the next few weeks, their encounters became more frequent, accidental or otherwise. Sometimes, Emma caught glimpses of him in the city, leaving his office building, sitting alone at a coffee shop, or just standing across the street, as if he were drawn to her by some invisible thread. Each encounter was a delicate dance. She was cautious, wary of old wounds reopening, while he moved closer, patient and tender, letting her set the pace. The tension between them was almost unbearable, a constant hum of desire and fear that neither could ignore. One evening, Emma found herself standing in her kitchen, Liam leaning casually against the counter. The rain had returned, tapping softly against the windows, and the dim light cast shadows across his face, highlighting the sharp jawline and familiar intensity of his eyes. "I didn't know if I should come," he admitted quietly, almost vulnerable. "I don't want to pressure you. I had to see you." Emma swallowed hard. "You do realize this is complicated," she said, her voice barely audible. I'm pregnant, Liam, alone. You left me when I needed you the most." His expression softened, guilt and longing mixing in his gaze. "I know, I've regretted it every day. But I'm here now, Emma. I don't expect forgiveness overnight. I just want a chance to make things right. For you, for the baby, for us." Her heart pounded, conflicted between anger, fear, and something deeper, something she hadn't allowed herself to feel in months. The tension between them grew in subtle ways. A lingering glance, a brush of hands while reaching for a coffee mug, shared laughter that echoed the old days, and quiet moments where silence said more than words ever could. One night, Liam walked her home after dinner. The streets glistened with rain, reflecting the city lights in shimmering pools. He stopped at her door, the space between them charged with electricity neither could deny. "Emma," he whispered, voice trembling slightly, "I know I have no right But I need to tell you something. I still love you. I never stopped. Her breath caught. The world seemed to narrow, leaving only the two of them, hearts beating in unison. She wanted to resist, to tell him it was too late, that too much had happened. But when he leaned in, brushing a strand of hair from her face, she felt a warmth that chased away months of cold loneliness. For a brief, heart-stopping moment, they stood there, suspended between past regrets and the possibility of a second chance. Then he leaned closer, and she closed her eyes, letting herself feel the electric pull between them. The days that followed were a careful negotiation of hearts and emotions. Liam was patient, never rushing, allowing Emma to process her feelings at her own pace. Yet, every shared coffee, every lingering look, every quiet conversation chipped away at her defenses. She realized she had changed too. The pregnancy had forced her to confront her own strength, her ability to stand alone, and the depth of her emotions. She wasn't the same woman who had waited quietly for him in their old apartment. She was stronger, more self-aware, and yet capable of love in a way she hadn't expected. One afternoon, they found themselves at a quiet park, watching the sunlight shimmer on the lake. Liam turned to her, eyes searching. "I know we can't erase the past," he said softly, "but I want to be here. I want to be your partner in this. If you'll let me, not for the past, not for what we lost, but for what we can still have." Emma felt tears prick her eyes. She wanted to tell him no, to protect herself from potential heartbreak. But deep down, she knew that love, messy, complicated, imperfect, was worth the risk. I don't know if I'm ready," she admitted, voice trembling. "But I want to try. I want to see if we can work." And in that moment, Liam reached out, holding her hand gently, a promise unspoken yet understood. They didn't need words. The warmth in their touch said everything. As their tentative romance rekindled, Emma began to feel the stirrings of hope. The storm of emotions, fear, anger, longing, and desire, hadn't disappeared, but it had transformed into something more resilient, a careful, deliberate dance toward trust and love. Evenings became moments of quiet intimacy. Cooking together, talking about their fears, sharing memories, and laughing at old inside jokes. The sexual tension was there, electric and undeniable, but tempered by the gravity of their situation. Each brush of fingers, each lingering gaze reminded them that the connection they had shared had never truly faded. Yet, despite the tentative happiness, the shadow of uncertainty loomed. Liam hadn't fully seen the truth of the pregnancy, nor had Emma shared the details with her family entirely. Every encounter was a balancing act, a negotiation between desire, fear, and the responsibilities ahead. But with every smile, every shared glance, every gentle touch, Emma realized something profound. Love wasn't about perfection. It wasn't about never making mistakes. It was about the courage to try again, to rebuild, and to trust, even when the past threatened to pull you back into darkness. And as she rested her hand over her growing belly that night, feeling the small, impossible life inside her, she allowed herself a tiny, fragile hope. Maybe, just maybe, they could make this work. The weeks following her tentative reconciliation with Liam were both exhilarating and exhausting. Emma felt as though she were walking a tightrope between two worlds. The one she had known before her divorce, full of independence and ambition, and the one she was building now, a world intertwined with Liam, the life growing inside her, and the expectations of her family. Every morning, she woke with a sense of determination that had been absent for months. She began to focus on her career, taking on projects that challenged her creativity and tested her patience. At the same time, she was learning the delicate art of self-care, listening to her body, and acknowledging the emotions that had long been shoved aside. Her friends noticed the change almost immediately. "You look different," one remarked during a lunch break. "There's a light about you now, like you finally stopped hiding." Emma smiled, but it wasn't vanity that fueled the glow. It was empowerment. She was learning that life didn't have to revolve solely around heartbreak, regrets, or past mistakes. She could grow, love, and even stumble without losing herself in the process. Yet, the emotional turbulence wasn't over. Her parents had begun to ask more pointed questions about the pregnancy, their concerns sometimes tipping into judgment. "You've changed, Emma," her mother said one evening, stirring tea absent-mindedly. "I just want to make sure you're thinking clearly. This isn't just about you anymore. It's about a life, about your future." Emma took a deep breath, the simmering anxiety in her chest threatening to rise. "I know, Mom," she said softly, "and I am thinking. Every decision I make now isn't just for me. It's for my baby too. But I also need to make these choices on my own, even if it's scary." Her father nodded, a quiet understanding settling between them. They couldn't protect her from life forever. Meanwhile, Liam had been a patient, steady presence, never demanding more than Emma could give. They spent quiet evenings planning, dreaming, and even arguing gently about small things. Baby names, moving arrangements, and how to balance their professional lives with what lay ahead. One afternoon, Liam surprised her at work with a bouquet of lilies, their favorite from before the divorce. "I thought you deserved something beautiful," he said, a hint of nervousness in his eyes. Emma felt a warmth spread through her chest. "Thank you," she whispered, genuinely touched. It was a simple gesture, but it carried weight. Recognition of her struggles, acknowledgement of her growth, and a promise of partnership. The pregnancy progressed, and with it, Emma's understanding of herself deepened. She learned to advocate for her needs, to recognize when she was overwhelmed, and to trust her instincts. She began journaling regularly, capturing thoughts, fears, and hopes, slowly mapping out the kind of life she wanted for herself and her child. During one particularly quiet evening, she reflected on her journey. The divorce, the heartbreak, the fear, and now, this fragile hope with Liam. She realized that strength wasn't just about enduring pain. It was about choosing to move forward anyway, to embrace love without losing yourself, to face uncertainty without letting it define you. Family drama still lingered like a storm on the horizon. Gossip in the small town had started to stir, fueled by whispers and assumptions. Emma learned to navigate this new reality with poise, refusing to let judgment dictate her choices. She set boundaries with relatives, politely but firmly asserting that her decisions regarding Liam, the baby, and her career were hers alone. It wasn't easy. She faced criticism, unsolicited advice, and even outright hostility at times. Yet, with every confrontation, she grew more resilient. She began to understand that personal growth wasn't linear. It was messy, complicated, and often uncomfortable. And she was willing to face the discomfort head-on. Amidst this personal evolution, her relationship with Liam deepened. They laughed more freely, shared unguarded moments, and found comfort in each other's presence. Yet the tension between them remained, a subtle, tantalizing pull that reminded them of both past regrets and lingering desire. One rainy evening, as they walked through the city streets, Liam stopped, turning to face her. His gaze was intense, searching, filled with emotion he hadn't yet voiced. "Emma," he said softly, "I know this journey hasn't been easy. I know I've made mistakes, but I want to be here, fully. No conditions, no expectations, just us, together and this baby. I want to build this life with you if you'll let me." Emma felt tears prick her eyes. The vulnerability in his voice mirrored her own. She realized that love wasn't about avoiding pain. It was about taking risks, even when the outcome was uncertain. "I want that too," she whispered, her hand resting over her belly. "I want us to try, to be honest, to be strong, together." Their tentative reconciliation wasn't without its challenges. Arguments still flared, often sparked by stress or fear, but each one became a learning opportunity. Less about blame, more about understanding. Liam listened, truly listened, when Emma shared her fears about motherhood, her worries about family judgment, and the lingering doubts about their future. Through this process, Emma realized that growth wasn't just internal. It was relational. It required forgiveness, patience, and a willingness to confront discomfort head-on. And in this delicate balance, Their love matured into something deeper, more sustainable than the passionate, impulsive connection they had shared before. If you believe in second chances and self-love, tap like and share this story with someone who needs it. By the time Emma reached the 6th month of her pregnancy, she felt a remarkable shift. She had learned to trust herself, to embrace her independence, and to let go of the fear that had held her back. The journey hadn't been easy. There had been tears, sleepless nights, and moments of doubt, but she emerged stronger, more self-aware, and more capable of love than ever before. Liam had become not just a partner, but a co-creator of their shared life. A man who respected her growth, cherished her strength, and loved both her and the life they were bringing into the world with equal fervor. And in the quiet moments, when she rested her hand over her belly and felt the subtle kicks of her child, Emma understood something profound. Life's greatest challenges often become its most beautiful blessings. Love wasn't perfect. It was complicated, messy, and sometimes terrifying, but it was worth it. The night was heavy with rain, drumming against the windows like a persistent warning. Emma sat on the couch, her fingers wrapped tightly around a mug of tea, staring into the darkness of her apartment. The quiet wasn't comforting. It was tense, almost suffocating. Something was coming. She could feel it. Her phone buzzed. A message from Liam. "Can we talk? Please. Tonight. I need you." Emma's heart pounded. She had spent months navigating uncertainty, balancing hope and fear, and now the final test loomed. Was she ready to confront the reality of their relationship, the pregnancy, and everything in between? She typed back hesitantly, "Come, but just talk. Nothing more." Liam arrived within 20 minutes, soaked from the rain, hair plastered to his forehead, eyes full of worry and something else she couldn't quite name, an urgency that made her chest tighten. "Emma," he began immediately, stepping inside. I know this isn't easy. I know I've made mistakes, but I can't keep pretending everything is okay when it's not." Emma swallowed, her stomach tight. "What do you want me to say, Liam? That everything will be perfect? That life is easy? Because it isn't." "I know," he said softly. He took a cautious step closer, careful not to invade her space. "I just want honesty. From both of us. No walls. No pretending. I can't build a life with you or our baby if we aren't fully truthful." Her mind whirled. All the moments of tension, the nights she cried herself to sleep, the months of personal growth. It all led here. And yet, the fear was overwhelming. What if they failed again? What if this time there was no second chance? Emma exhaled slowly, gathering courage. "Liam, I'm scared. I've been scared every single day. I don't know if I can trust that you won't leave again, that I won't end up alone, raising this child without you." His hand hovered near hers, unsure if she would let him take it. "Emma, I swear, I will not leave. I can't. I love you. I've always loved you, even when I didn't know how to show it. I know I hurt you, and I will spend every day trying to make it right. For you and our baby." Tears pricked her eyes, blurring her vision. She wanted to run, to push him away, but her body betrayed her, inching toward him despite herself. The air between them shifted, charged with the weight of unspoken longing and desire. Liam reached out, gently taking her hand in his. The simple contact sent shivers up her spine, a reminder of their history, their connection, and the love that had never truly faded. "I don't want to fight anymore," she whispered. "I don't want to live in fear or regret. I want to try fully without holding back. But you have to understand, this isn't just about us anymore. There's a life in me now, Liam. A little person who deserves stability, love, and honesty." "I understand," he said, his voice breaking slightly. "And I promise, I'll do everything I can to give that to them, and to you. No secrets, no lies, just us, building something real." For a long moment, they simply stared at each other, the room heavy with rain and emotion. And then, slowly, Liam leaned in, brushing a gentle kiss across her forehead. A tender, reverent gesture that spoke volumes. Emma's breath caught, and she felt something inside her shift, a mix of relief, hope, and longing. The tension between them was palpable, an invisible thread pulling them closer. Emma could feel the love, the desire, and the lingering fear all at once. Liam traced a finger along her cheek, brushing away a stray tear, his thumb lingering in the softest caress. "I've missed this," he admitted quietly, voice trembling. "I've missed us, and I'll spend the rest of my life making sure I don't lose you again." Emma's defenses faltered. She pressed her forehead against his, letting herself be vulnerable for the first time in months. The kiss that followed wasn't hurried or passionate. It was deliberate, slow, filled with longing, apology, and promise. Every emotion they had buried resurfaced, mingling with the hope of a new beginning. Yet, even in this tender moment, reality loomed. The pregnancy, the family's expectations, the small-town gossip, it all hung over them like a storm cloud. Emma pulled back slightly, looking into his eyes. "I love you, Liam, but we have a lot to face," she said softly. "I need you to understand that love alone isn't enough. We have to be partners in every sense. And I need to see that you're willing to fight. Not just for us, but for this child too." "I will," he said firmly, conviction in his voice. "I'll fight for you, for us, for our baby. Every single day. No excuses." The promise in his eyes, in his tone, in the gentle squeeze of her hand, reassured her. For the first time in months, Emma felt that fragile spark of hope grow into something tangible, something that could withstand storms. Days turned into weeks, and the emotional peak of their journey continued to unfold. There were challenges, of course, arguments over small details, moments of insecurity, and fears that threatened to overwhelm. But each challenge was met with honesty, with communication, and with a commitment to growth. One afternoon, Emma's parents came over unexpectedly. She braced herself for lectures, judgments, or awkward silences. Instead, they entered with cautious smiles, clearly sensing the shift in their daughter. "Emma," her mother began, "we can see you're happy, and I know this hasn't been easy, but we're here for you and the baby. Whatever you need." Her father nodded in agreement. "We might not understand everything, but we trust you, and we trust Liam too. If he's willing to fight, then so are we." Emma felt a warmth rise in her chest. The storm of judgment and doubt was finally clearing. She looked at Liam, who gave her a reassuring nod. Together, they had faced the peak of their emotional trial, and they had survived stronger than before. That night, as Emma lay in bed, she felt the gentle movement of her child inside her belly. A soft kick, subtle but insistent, reminded her of the life growing because of love, perseverance, and resilience. Liam reached over, placing his hand over hers, and together they felt the tiny heartbeat within her. "I promise," Liam whispered, "we'll do this together, no matter what comes." Emma smiled through tears, a sense of peace settling over her. The emotional peak, the confrontation, the raw honesty, the unspoken fears had led them here. And now, for the first time, she allowed herself to truly believe that love, tempered by growth and courage, could endure. Months passed, and with each one, Emma felt the rhythm of her new life settle into a steady, comforting cadence. The pregnancy progressed without complications, and she embraced the changes with a mix of awe and determination. Her mornings began with journaling, stretches, and warm tea, moments of stillness that reminded her she was capable, resilient, and ready for whatever came next. Liam remained her constant, not perfect, but steadfast. He attended every doctor's appointment, helped plan the nursery, and spent countless evenings reading parenting books, sometimes with a nervous frown, sometimes laughing at his own mispronunciations of baby terms. Emma watched him and realized love wasn't about grand gestures alone. It was in these quiet, consistent acts, the willingness to show up even when fear or doubt threatened to interfere. Family had grown into their roles too. Her parents learned to step back, offering support without judgment, and Emma's siblings became her cheerleaders, showering her with gifts, advice, and sometimes playful teasing. Even the whispers in the small town had faded into the background. Emma had built a protective shield around her life, composed of self-confidence, patience, and clear boundaries. One rainy evening, much like the night of her emotional confrontation with Liam, Emma sat by the window, hand resting over her growing belly. She felt a gentle kick and smiled softly. The tiny life inside her was a daily reminder of courage, of choices made, and of love nurtured through hardship. "I can't wait to meet you," she whispered. Liam sat beside her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders, letting her lean into him. "You don't have to wait long," he said, pressing a gentle kiss to her temple. "We'll figure everything together, just like we promised." Emma realized that this moment, the stillness, the warmth, the certainty of partnership, was what she had fought for all along. Not perfection, not fairy tales, but a love built on understanding, trust, and the courage to face life's uncertainties together. Through it all, Emma's personal growth became her anchor. She no longer defined herself solely by relationships, past mistakes, or societal expectations. She had learned that strength was not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. She had discovered that vulnerability could coexist with independence, and that love could be both passionate and patient. The lessons she had learned were simple yet profound. Forgive but don't forget. Memories and experiences shape us, but they don't have to chain us. Trust yourself. Life's challenges are easier when you believe in your instincts and your ability to navigate change. Love intentionally. A healthy love requires honesty, patience, and courage from both sides. Embrace growth. Life is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes painful, but each struggle is an opportunity to become stronger. The day her baby arrived, Emma and Liam sat in the quiet of the hospital room, hearts full of awe and anticipation. The tiny cries, the fragile warmth of new life in her arms, and the tender gaze of Liam beside her reminded her that every tear, every heartbreak, and every moment of doubt had led to this perfect, chaotic, beautiful point. She whispered to her baby, "You are loved, always," and Liam added, softly, "Together, we'll protect you, guide you, and love you with everything we have." As they sat together, holding the newest chapter of their story, Emma understood the deeper takeaway. Life doesn't hand out second chances easily, but when courage meets love and self-respect meets forgiveness, anything is possible. Her story had been about heartbreak, fear, and uncertainty, but it had also been about strength, love, and the beauty of choosing hope. If this story reminded you that love, growth, and second chances are worth fighting for, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your next story of hope might be just around the corner.